Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, wherever you are in this great big world of ours. And welcome to another scene of Hunter the Reckoning. In this scene, we find ourselves in in the center of Central Park, where where Master Chinaka has found a quiet place to to meditate and reflect on the new elements um um of his life as it stands. And so our scene begins, and let's see what happens. So he will sit against the tree and close his eyes and start to take a few deep breaths. I wonder what this will mean for me. I wonder if I shall be able to find a balance. And he will close his eyes and meditate on this. And I am going to call up my Hunter character sheet. Sorry, folks, I was just a little excited. This is the first time I've ever done a scene completely from scratch. Um, I think how you would do it, and I could be wrong, is you would. Oh, I'm sorry. I might be thinking of mage. I don't think there is a role for meditate. Anyway, he will ponder on things as they stand, and ask himself, though in his own head, of course, perhaps as a hunter, my task is to investigate and understand those other entities that have been gifted with special abilities, and perhaps still further, if necessary, either help those who are suffering by providing them a sympathetic ear, or at the utmost unfortunate, as close to a painless death as I can provide. And in the case of those who are just seeking to do harm to others, perhaps in that case, my task is but to be the blade that clears away the chaff. If this is indeed what my task is, perhaps perhaps the least I can do is to strive to be sympathetic to them, as many I am sure did not choose. They did not choose this unfortunate stage of their life. So this, I believe, is what is necessary. And mm, and the master will, upon coming to this conclusion, close his eyes, take one last breath, open them, and take a few moments just looking around the park. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I will. Oh, I I was just going to say I would wait a few minutes and see um if anyone would be joining us. And it looks like I have someone to continue the scene with. So on that note, let's see what happens.
Right about now, you see a man. He is very unsure where he is at this time of day.
Upon seeing the confused, is he a young man or an elderly man or a middle-aged man or what?
He is in his 30s.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Upon seeing the confused gentleman, mm, the master will stand up from his seat of meditation and just very kindly walk over, and you see a man in full traditional Japanese garb, um, walking towards you. He has a a bundle strapped over his shoulder, and and he will come up to you and say, "Excuse me, might you be needing some assistance?"
Mm, Upon seeing this gentleman in Japanese attire, uh, Tom will be like, uh, I, I think I'm lost. By the way, for those that don't know, Tom has the inferiority complex flaw. So, to strangers, he will be talking like uh, very, very scared, like as if he is trying to find his words.
Um, you also notice that the man speaks with a very pronounced Japanese accent, and he also, and for those who don't know, he is very polite and will often be. I will change my voice to sort of indicate his accent. Is there some place that I might be able to guide you to?
Uh, Sorry, sir, I'm not sure where I am. If I can just find out where I am first, and then I'll know where to go.
You you are in Central Park, sir.
Oh, oh, right. Is it nighttime out of character?
No, it's the afternoon.
Then he'll be like, oh, I haven't been here for some time now, so I forgot.
Ah, that is all right. If that is quite all right. Um, is there something that I can do that will aid your memory, perhaps? Or is there someone I can direct you to?
Mm, mm, no, I just had a very, very harsh day at work, so I'm very stressed right now.
Uh, I'm I was just doing an afternoon's meditation. Would you care to join me? And then perhaps afterwards we can have a nice hot cup of tea.
Yes, I would love to have some tea, and I don't know how to meditate.
Oh, may I may I show you?
Yes,
And he will guide you to the tree that he was sitting under, and he will sit cross-legged again. Simply find a seated position or a position that is the most comfortable for you, and we shall begin.
he mimics the way the person in front of him stands, and yeah,
And the master will have his hands like this. It's the traditional sort of a Japanese method of meditating. Although I don't think it's exclusive to Japan, but anyway.
it's not.
Um but and he will close his eyes and say, simply close your eyes and relax.
Tom does so.
Breathe in. Focus on your breathing and the movements of your body.
Tom is following every direction that this stranger is giving to him.
Breathe out.
And he breathes out as well.
Feel the tension leave your body. Focus on nothing but your own energy and the energy of the earth underneath you. Feel the serenity of this place. Let it warm you and keep you safe.
Mm-hmm.
As you as you breathe, open your mind. Be aware of all those around you, but do not worry, for in this place, in this time, all is as the commies wish it.
Mm-hmm.
All is peace and tranquility. And and he will guide you through a very basic um beginner's meditation. And afterwards you feel very relaxed and very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
After a time he will open his eyes. There now. How do you feel?
I haven't felt this good in some time now.
That makes me very happy. Shall we find a Japanese restaurant and have some tea together?
Sure. Uh, I haven't gotten out of my house for some time now, at least not for actual restaurant hunting. Last time I actually tried a new restaurant, I met a very scary person.
Oh dear, that must have been um that that must have been very troubling for you, sir.
Oh, you have no idea. But at least I convinced him not to kill me.
Well, that is a good thing. Did you happen to call the police?
I just wanted to be out of there as soon as possible.
Oh my. That is an understandable course of action.
And besides, I think he was the police, so I
What?
didn't I didn't want to anger him.
This is atrocious. This is absolutely atrocious. The authorities shouldn't be assaulting an average citizen.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of. I was glad to be out of there, and I haven't been looking for other restaurants since.
Would do you happen to like Japanese food?
Uh, I have tasted Japanese food, and I kind of like the wasabi thing that usually you put on stuff.
um, if you'd prefer, I was recently introduced to a chicken waffle, I think is the name of it. We could go for that instead, if the Japanese style was not entirely to your liking. I,
Oh,
I'm sure we
it
can.
it's not that it's not to my liking, it's that I haven't actually tried it that often.
Oh, well, please permit me to buy you lunch.
Thank you.
It is
It's
no
not,
trouble.
it's not that I don't have the money to buy it, it's more that I'm afraid to go places without being escorted.
I will be happy to keep you company until we find a safe or until we find a place that you might feel safe.
Well, good sir, seeing that you. By the way, is he armed or is he armed? Is he not armed? Out of character.
Um, he has a bundle on his shoulder. Yeah. Um, can you roll me um the appropriate check to see if you notice what it is? I'm
I'll go with perception alertness
okay.
because I don't think it's a supernatural thing, and this one doesn't have awareness or primal urge.
Okay.
And it's well, if it's standard difficulty, I've got 3 successes.
It looks like a kendo stick.
Ah, okay. So he'll say, "Well, I'm sure a man like yourself knows how to protect himself and possibly others if the need arises, right?"
Oh, certainly. Um, and actually, I will perception. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing, just just because it's something he would do, being the sort of person to be aware of his surroundings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, hmm.
But are you rolling awareness or alertness? Awareness is for supernatural, and alertness is for normal things, so to speak.
I am going to actually let me double check that because I may have been looking in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry about this.
It's
Uh,
okay.
alertness. Um, yeah, it's alertness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's an alertness check. So now that we have that cleared up, what's the standard difficulty?
Oh, the standard difficulty should be 6, so you've got 2 successes. What do you need me to tell you?
He's just sort of getting a general idea of the man and seeing if he might be armed or anything.
Nope. He's totally defenseless. He looks like he can be beaten with ease by
Oh,
anyone and everyone.
okay. So as you walk with him, then the the traditional Japanese looking guy will will sort of take a guard position with you. Maybe just a few steps ahead of you, but not completely obvious. And he's going to just do a continuous perception alertness roll to ensure that no one tries anything w- with you.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and
So that's one, because, you know.
yeah, it's like, but you've got 3 ones, and it kind of cancels out everything, so it's a total and utter failure.
So I wouldn't know, but I'm not an ST, so I don't know.
No, no, it's just a fail, not a botch, so you don't know anything.
Okay. And he will guide you to a nearby Japanese restaurant. Yes, sir.
And with that, can we end the scene there, please?
Uh, okay. All right.